Okay, good afternoon, folks. I just can't see my picture. There we go. Good afternoon, or good morning, wherever you are in the world. Hope everyone is okay. So, what are we doing this morning? So, I was looking for something here, actually. We had a trend up, which looked quite nice. Touched here, touch perfect there, perfect touch there, perfect touch there. But we're coming away from the top there, losing a bit of momentum, so I thought we may get a leg and then push further up. But it just seems we've reversed, really. We were holding for a minute on that midline. I thought we may push up. It's all right. I got to eat my words then. We just did. So I thought, you know, if we can hold around here, we may move up. But this isn't looking like it just at the moment. So, hey, Speedy, how you doing, my friend? So, look at this. This is interesting. So, are we pushing up or not? Or is this coming down? We have got a channel here, what looks like a channel. So, maybe this is a break and a new low. Let's be careful here, though, because two attempts to go lower, it could still push up. Akitri, how you doing? Philip, good morning. So it's come quite far, really, to push back up, but you never know. There's just nothing to go short at the moment. And this looks like it may push down. I'm just trying to think where levels of liquidity are. There's going to be some here and down here. So there's not a great deal here. I don't think you'd have traded here. Up the top, possibly, but things on its way down. So I would say, good morning, Karina. How are you? So for me, I think this is likely to come down. So we need a pullback here. We may not get one. Sometimes it just has a break now and then starts to work down. I'm kind of hoping we get. So we got a downtrend. One attempt to go higher. Second attempt to go higher. Hopefully for that to fail. But this is just dropping, isn't it? Yeah, that's a shame, really. So much of the time now it does that. It doesn't give you an entry and just drops, which is a shame because it's quite a distance. You know, there's about, from up here, there's about 6 points to the lows. And obviously, I think there's a fair chance we're going to get down here after this leg. So that's the type of trade, if you can get in one, where you could potentially get a good amount of points out that. So I'm just going to pop that there for a measured leg and find out where we're likely to get, which is, funnily enough, right down the bottoms. So I think there's a fair chance this is going to come down, but yeah, look at that. Straight down to the new lows from that. That's frustrating, really, not to get a little pullback. Someone said Mac had a post in his forum about his trading journey. Anyone that have access could share it. Yeah. If anybody's got it, absolutely. Take a screenshot of it or something. Yeah, brilliant. Is it? I don't know, because some of it's free, isn't it? Some of his content's free, so I don't know whether it's in the free. But that'd be nice to read that for sure. If anybody's got it, take a screenshot and send me a copy about it. That'd be an interesting read, 100%. We've all tried to sort of get into the mind of Mac at one point, but he kind of holds back there a little bit. He doesn't. I'm not saying he does on purpose, but he doesn't talk much about his struggles and his past, really, does he? And I think that would be definitely an interesting read. So yeah, if anybody has got it, message me or email me or private message me a screenshot of it. I'm up for a read there for sure. So I can't see where we even had a break here, to be honest with you. The only thing we can say is there, but I think, in all fairness, it's probably doing this because of this support here. So it looks to me like it's just laying down range tops, in all honesty. So, okay, so we've got a channel with a break. Is there there may be something wider there. Not sure about that. You've got to be careful there. No, it's probably safer just to leave it as it was. The break, 1-2 pushes down to a new low. So yeah, I'm unsure whether this is one attempt to push up and a second attempt and failure, but we've already actually made 2 pushes and both of them were below that low there. So it may be a leg down and 2 pushes. I'm not sure whether this has just gone a little bit too far. A push up, I'd have preferred it to come to about here and have another push up. So it's a tough one, this. Let me just see if there's any support there that's finding. Not necessarily. It was kind of in the middle of it, but I'm just going to have to leave that. I hope this is just 2 attempts to push up. So we've had a little channel there with a break and a new high. So if we can push through that EMA and get a lower high, I'd have a go at that, because that does look like 2 attempts to push higher. So let me just check we haven't got any type of a range going on here. It's possible. One attempt to go, second attempt to go. That bullish bar has triggered. Yeah, I'm just staying out of this at the moment. I am. You may take this one and it could trigger below, create a second entry long and push up to the top. So I'm just staying out of this. It's above the EMA anyway, so it's risky. This is interesting. There's a possible higher low here, but I'm a bit unsure of what's going on here, because we have got this big vacant area which we could come down. So I'm kind of staying out of this. So we've got a little triple low here and a double low here. So 2 legs back. It's hard to say here. My gut tells me we're coming down. We've had a push up and we haven't got as high this time. So my gut tells me we're more than likely to come down. But it's not, I'm not confident enough to take a trade. K3, how you doing, buddy? So it's getting a bit stacked here. So I wouldn't know whether to go long or short. Nothing just at the moment. So second entry long there. You can see it there on that chart there, but it's a bit stacked. So it could go up, it could come down. This thing looks like it's going up. Okay, so leg with a break, new high. So let's have a look. You could say this is a triple test. Yeah, I wasn't a massive fan of that, to be honest with you. After that push up, trouble is you don't know whether we're going to have this channel down, 1 attempt to go higher, a second attempt, and the thing's going to reverse. Wow. So we had this push up, didn't we? And then we had a couple of bounces, which is very similar to this push up and a couple of bounces, and then it's working up. So I think it lightly push up, bit of a pullback, and then up. It's come down over 50% that, so it's quite a steep pullback, that is. Trace 61.8. Ah, okay. Let's have a look. Did it what, right from here or from the top? Let's go from here first. Hold on a minute. Hold your horses. Should I go from the bottom? Oh, what's going on there? Where are you? Where are you? Yeah, it did, didn't it? So if you go from the bottom to say there, yeah, bang on. Wow. That's interesting. And not only that, 1, 2, 3 times. I didn't really recall that, to be fair. Once, twice, 3 times. Yeah, good point. So, 1, 2, 3. It's like a nice little W pattern, that. I don't know, is that a pattern? It's a W pattern, a pattern. I mean, that's quite strong, isn't it? That is. I mean, from the bottom, I mean, even just this move here, 5, 10, 15, it's gone up 20 points just in that one move there. So if you took that second entry long, you'd have got a runner on there, and you'd have taken that, I'd say, very lightly right up to the top. So that's interesting. So we've got a new high from this. So that is sorted. That channel sorted. We've now got a break from this small channel. Yeah, I just didn't have a great bar there, to be honest with you. It wasn't that bad here, but I just don't like this. It's too stacked for me. Here, not a great bar. This one, not terrible, but it is a little bit stacked there, and I think you have to be aware of that. It's a little bit of congestion there, and that ATR is still quite high at the moment. All that looks quite a small bar, so possibly not too bad. Right, I can take that up a fraction now to maybe there, I think. Let's leave it there, I think. So that there's a channel there, maybe a small overshoot, but it may just reverse. If we are just just ranging, it may just reverse. But we may get another attempt to push up. But I don't know, who knows. Warm in the UK today. It's about 28 degrees centigrade where I am. It's been awful lately. It's been rain. Trouble is, when the rain grows, my words ain't coming out correct today. When it's been raining a lot, I've got mushrooms popping up, and not the nice kind either. They're popping up all over my lawn. We've got a big hedge down the one side of the garden. That's massively overgrown. Trouble is, we haven't been able to cut it because of the rain. And all of a sudden, everything changes over a weekend. Okay, so let's see what's going on. I mean, we could just push up there. We've broken that high there anyway, so that's technically played out. This thing just could keep coming down. We started here in a channel and it just opened up, didn't it? So pretty much just looks like it's ranging at the moment. I found Mac's journey post. Where can I send it to you, Lance? I have printed it in JPEG. Have you got, are you on the Facebook group, are you? Mac's Facebook group, are you, bud? If you are, just send it to me via private messenger if you want, bud, or my email address. I'll put my email address on it. It should do it, shouldn't I? Oh, yeah. Yeah, just send it to me like that. That'd be great. In fact, it'd be a big page, wouldn't it? If I put my email address here. You see that, can you? Will that come up? There you go. It's a different email than my normal one, but just send it to that, bud, and I'll get it. I appreciate that. Thanks. That'll be a nice read for the weekend, that will be. Definitely. So we've got a leg up, one attempt to go lower, second attempt to go lower. Are we going to push up now? So is this a leg up with two attempts to go lower and then up? See what happens if we get down to this. I think we can forget that now. Yeah, it's probably easier the email address, because if it is his life story, it's sent through in Messenger. It's going to be rather large, isn't it? I don't know if Messenger can take that much, can it? No, it'd be easy with an email. If that's okay, I'd appreciate that. So we had very similar here. We had slightly wider channel with a break and a new low. So it'd be nice to get a couple of legs up. Also, it'd be nice to push above this, the second entry, and then drop below it. Rodian, how you doing, my friend? I take it you're missing Brazil, are you? Oh, that so annoys me, that. Not even a break. Good on you, mate. Good on you. I thought we may be getting a break there. Good on you, mate. Nice. I've never been to the US at all. We've been to the Caribbean. We've been to spent 3 weeks in Cuba, actually. No, sorry, 2 weeks in Cuba. That's the closest I've been. Actually, that's not far from the US, isn't it? Something like 90 miles off the coast of Florida or something. So, pretty close to, yeah, I thought so. In fact, we went out on a fishing trip. I'm pretty sure we could almost see the coast of Florida. We went out quite far on a fishing trip. Went out and did a dive. Picked up some lobsters for lunch on the boat. That was nice. Okay, what are we doing here? I like the fact that we've bounced on the underside of this. Unfortunately, it's only really a first entry, that, so I'm sitting and waiting for either another leg, maybe a triple test. We'll call that one test, call that two. So I want it to come down a bit and get a second entry short here, which would give us technically a triple test. And then hopefully maybe another leg down, or at least to this bottom here. Okay, it's getting a bit stuck now, so okay, that is almost like a hidden second entry short, but I don't think it's going to come down bullish and bearish enough, personally. No, I don't like that. So let's call this one attempt to go higher. Let's call this a second attempt to go higher. So we want a third attempt, really. Yeah, so that was just, it had risk written all over that. It triggered it straight away and then stopped it straight out. So this thing is just playing a bit hard to get today. So let's see if this may be a bit of a failed breakout. No, it doesn't look like it, does it? Looks like it wants to go up. It's looking a bit unusual, this. It's not working the normal way. So looking on this chart, sometimes these just come down, but I don't like this at the moment because it does, to me, fit in this channel. But a lot of times when we have that, sometimes we will have two pushes up, but it's fitting in a channel, so I don't really want to go. I don't really want to go short here at the moment. It did bounce at the midline of this as well. There is some support and resistance there. You can see it along there. So let's see what happens with this. Sometimes these just work. I'm surprised we haven't got a new low for this. I can't see where there is one. There may be a larger channel. Go from the bottom. What, you mean here or here? Yeah, it's just too broad, I think. Just at quick glance. Yeah, you may be right, actually. It is broad, but the fact that it's sitting there will probably stop me from taking a lower high here. So it is early and it's broad at the moment, but I definitely think it's worth paying attention to. So what I'm going to do for now is just put an angled line up there. Just as an area of interest, because we have had 3 bounces. So, yeah. Yes, on this chart there is a possible lower high there. Trouble is it's 14 ticks and ain't finished yet. Yeah, I'm not taking this. Is it going to work? Possibly. But trouble is this chart is just not doing its normal thing, and I think that's probably because it may be creeping up. So that is a possible second entry long after this channel. Now, if that was valid, you may take that, but I'm just sitting tight at the moment. It is 2 nice legs down, but the trouble is we have got a channel here with a break. Could be a lower high there, trap some longs and push down some more. Let's see what happens here. Does look like it's yeah, I'm a bit dubious of this. If this comes bearish, I tell you now, there'll be some shorts in that. I don't know whether I want it now because of this line. How much of a part it'll play. See, I did something like this a couple of days ago. But you've got to say, this is an area and this is an area. When we come down, each time we're not coming down as far. So something's stopping it. But there's a second entry long there. I think it's likely that that is going to push up because there's some liquidity above there. But I've got conflicting messages here, so I'm just sitting out of this. So we got a channel down, one attempt to go higher. Call that a small other attempt in there. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on here, so I'm just going to sit and watch for a minute. Yeah, someone said they took it. To be fair, I just can't take that because I'm really unsure where it's going. Channel down, one attempt to go higher, second attempt to go. It's just a bit. You got a second entry long, did you? Yeah, I'm just a bit unsure exactly what I think's going on here. I definitely don't think it was a bad trade. It's just a trade. If you're sure of what you're seeing, then I don't see a problem with it. It's just at the moment, I'm not sure. Break of the new extreme. Break of the new extreme, the downtrend here. Yeah, it depends how you've got it drawn. See here, funny enough, I have here, look. I've got it on here as a break, but not here, so yeah. Trouble is, though, when we start to go sideways, you just think it's going to come down, don't you? But so I had that. I probably wouldn't have taken that anyway because it's right on the line and it's below the line here. But yeah, I think you're probably right. There probably is a break there. Somewhere along the lines of that, yeah, breaking a new low, so leg up and leg up. Yeah, I suppose it makes sense. High low might have been a better option. But on this bar, oh, excuse me, sorry. Sorry about that. Someone just sneaked up on me. Okay. So, what is going on here? So, you know, how far are we going to go? So we've got a channel down there with a break in Nulu. One attempt to go, second attempt to go. Is this thing going to come down still or what? I don't know. No idea. Yeah, got similar here. See, leg up there. Second entry long, straight up. Second entry long, straight up. So, channel down, two attempts to go higher. Is this thing going to come down below here? That is the question. Just going to remove that for a minute. Put that there as a short-term trend channel. There'll be liquidity there for sure, and there, so this thing may push down below there. Trouble is, if we are respecting this line, there ain't much room. So I'm just sitting out of this, I am at the moment. I'm still a bit unsure as to what's going on. Trouble is, we've had 2 legs up, but we've only come up so high, so we could still push down below all this. It's a bit messy, and a lot of times charts are relatively, there's a certain balance there, but this to me there isn't. So I think that'll go. It already has, I think, isn't it? Or has it? Is that a matching low? No, it's gone by a tick, I think, isn't it? Oh no, it's a matching low. It will do though, I'm pretty sure of it. Break new low. It's bound to be, yeah, it did. So it ate up a few stops there, I think. Now this is what makes me a bit unsure about this moving up thing. This, we just had that, what is it, 61.8 bounce and up to the top. Then we came down and we had a break and a bounce here. We've made 2 attempts to go higher. The second one's a bit higher, so this thing could come down. But it's just not making much sense to me at the moment. So we've now broke that line. The top doesn't. In fact, I'm going to remove that, I think. It's definitely something, but we're below it now. We'll see what happens anyway, but I'm hoping it's going to come down and bounce here. So we got a leg. Leg down, 2 legs up. I'd like to see, in fact, I'd like to see a leg, second entry short, and another leg to come down to these lows. Excuse me a second. Sorry about that, folks. Made me jump more than you. Parcel. Got my heart's pounding. Okay, channel down. Come on, give us a drop here. Missing a ton of bars compared to mine. What about the other two? Are the other two any closer? So all I try and do in the mornings now, or when I trade, is try and get my bars to look slightly different from each other. In fact, that one, I know it's slightly different. Leg and a leg. Yeah, see, let's have a look. It's a bit odd, really. I just reload them in the mornings, and hopefully they're a bit different. But I think there is some computer issues going on today in Top Step to score. Reported issues. I have not experienced any. In fact, didn't someone say yesterday they had problems with bars looking different? In fact, I'm pretty sure Thomas Wade had to restart something. So yeah, there may be some issues with some bars looking a bit different today. Literally missing everything after the downtrend from the top of your range. It's been compressed into one bar. Let me think. I think the only thing, well, yeah, apart from restarting it, just maybe try and just get rid of that, apply it, and then put it back in and apply it again, and just see if that does it. I have had those problems sometimes. Sometimes I'll get a big red bar here, and when I do something, it'll turn into I'll have a big gap. Reload and restart. It doesn't change. All good. Probably won't trade today. The only thing I can say, bud, is just maybe try and just deselect break at end of day, apply it, and then just select it again and apply it again, and just see if that makes. Wow, that's interesting. Right. This may. Someone's just posted that. Look at that. So there is something wrong, I think, today, folks. So just be careful. Someone's just posted that. Love it when I reload my bars and get this. Oh no, not again. Okay, so I think you're right, Brant. There is some problems around. So yeah, just be careful today. If you're not having any problems, hopefully you'll be okay. But if you are having problems, yeah. So yeah, if you are having problems, just be careful. Yeah, there are a couple of people I've noticed. So yeah, instead of all these, he's just got one bar as well. So yeah, you're not on your own by the sounds thing. By the sounds of things, it's a bit hard to read all this, isn't it? So there was that possible. Well, I don't know. It doesn't look like there's a channel up. I will say it is respecting that, but it's too early, I think. It's too broad. It's more like a messy bit of sideways at the moment. See, if that's the case, we've had a break here. If we do push up and come to the top here, then yeah, it kind of maybe. But it's just not very clear at the moment, is it? It's a bit hard to read. Problems on the dedicated Apex server of Rhythmic. It's a pain in the arse, isn't it? Definitely a pain in the arse. I'll keep an eye on it. First sign I have problems, I'm going to ditch it for the day as well. So if you are having problems, it might be a good idea to finish early. So a little channel with a break, 2 pushes up, and a new low. But this is not the easiest to read today. It's a bit choppy. I don't think there's a bigger channel there. That's interesting. Such a big bar, though. $13 ticks. Ooh, that's just too big for me, that. Too rich for my blood. It's hard to read today, so I don't know what the hell's going on. And if I was going to take that in a trend, I wouldn't be taking that close to the tops. So I don't know what's going on here. It'd be nice to, we haven't heard from Daryl Martin for quite a while. Now and again, he used to put videos out. It'd be nice for him to update us with what's going on. I mean, we had that email, didn't we? Was it last weekend or last Friday? You're missing a ton of bars as well. Bloody hell. We had that email last Friday, didn't we, saying that their servers are going to be down because of some updates. It'd be nice to have an update ourselves, wouldn't it? It'd be nice for Daryl Martin to make a quick video and just letting us know what's going on. The trouble is, when you don't hear anything and people have bad experiences, they tend to start to look elsewhere. I think you've got to keep your customers up to date of what's going on and put their minds at rest. Thomas Wade took that one in a limit order. Where did he go from? So he went from about here. So he'd have been out now, so good on him. Mine as well. Yours is going as well. I thought that was a bit risky, me personally. So if you'd have gone, he got another limit order, so. But if you'd have gone a tick above there, which is there, you'd have got a point and a quarter. So yeah, you got to push through, haven't you? Oh no, you may have got a point and a half. Trouble is, what's going to happen now? In fact, sometimes it's a good place to buy there. Yeah, often when we get these, it's often they can be quite productive then. So there's two, you haven't got to go far either. See where this comes down and takes this out. You would have thought it would have get taken out. It's just, the trouble is it's too close to this. If you've got this as a channel, it's very close to that top. Really, to get a continuous momentum, you've got to have this thing down here somewhere, haven't you? Let's see if it holds. But I wouldn't want to take that there, really, to be honest with you. You want that bar, the bottom of it down here, really, and the top of it closing here, really, to make that worthwhile. He's got that as a channel, see. He's got that as a tight channel. Let's have a look. Yeah. So taking that there for me is risky. He did come on a limit order, which makes sense, I think. But I won't want to take that on it ain't gone far, see. There is a worldwide computer issue caused by CrowdStrike. That's what might be behind all problems. Interesting. Yeah, so he's lucky he took that on a limit order because he goes for 2 points. So if you took that there, a tick above it, you'd have got 1.5. It'd have to push through. But yeah, it's not really making much sense here, to be honest with you. You've got to change your loaded days to 3. I think it's just worked for me. Okay, so try, any guys having problems, try switching, loading your days to 3. See if that helps. Mine are okay at the moment. I haven't got any issues, so I'm kind of not want to touch anything. This to me is looking pretty much like the bottom of a range at the moment. Let's see if it holds. So I'm ditching that, I think. Yours is fixed. Took a few attempts. Good on you, mate. So channel down. Leg, 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 leg. Bounce off the bottom, but it looks like it's in a channel to me, so I'm just staying out of this. So we're definitely getting some bounce in here. I wouldn't have taken that personally because it looks like it's in this channel and you don't know whether it's going to trigger and come down, but you could say that's a triple test off there. So it is pretty much looking like it's ranging. It's a bit hard to say at the moment, but it's been a bit hard to say, but it's starting to make a bit more sense now. We've still kind of got a bearish feel from the top. I'll say. Okay. Just had a message from our friend liquidity. I'll tell you what, let's bring it up on the screen. It's probably a bit easier that way. We can all benefit from it. So, okay, quick message from Top Step. There you go. Indulge yourself. In fact, I'm going to right click that and put that on the forum as well. So yeah, just have a quick look at that. Hold on a minute. One there. Let's try that again. Capture image. Okay. Copy image. There you go. I'll let you have a look at that for a sec. So we've been made aware by our platform partners there is a global tech outage right now. It's causing some traders to not be able to access trades in their accounts. We ask you to refrain from trading. Okay, you're going to pay us any compensation? So we've confirmed the outage has been resolved and the trading can resume as normal. We appreciate your patience. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, I'm assuming that's to Top Step, so yeah. Okay, just keep that in mind, folks, that there is some issues today. Curious if Matt wouldn't mind. I would have marked this triple test. That one there, bum, bum, bum. He may have done. It's hard to say, really, isn't it? Because that kind of looks like a channel. But there again, you could say, I mean, even if you tighten it, it's a channel. I'd like to see a leg. But having said that, you could say it's a leg and a leg. We didn't get down the bottom. So, yeah, maybe it's a leg and a leg. So maybe it's safe to take. Let me have a look. No one on What's It's forum has put anything up yet. But the trouble is, we always have those questions. Yeah, I was going to say, we always have those questions on a Friday when he doesn't take them. I mean, it's definitely a triple test, isn't it? So it depends whether you want to trade in that. But I would be inclined to say, because we haven't got down the bottom, it could be a leg and a leg. And the fact that that leg is a bit further down would make sense. But it is getting a bit hard. Every day is something, yeah. The end is coming. Start drinking now, folks. Pour yourself something strong. Does make you wonder, doesn't it? We're probably going to have a massive solar spike now and we're all going to get fried. Crazy. Nothing seems to work right, does it? There's always something. So we do seem to be finding something here. Now, whether there's always a possibility, not right at this moment, but there's always maybe something possibly like that. It's probably a bit early to tell. See how this reacts here. Karina's trying to cheer us all up over the weekend by giving us some doom and gloom. Yeah, so this is hey Bob, hello to you, my friend. How you doing? It's hard to say, isn't it? Oh. If it gets below here and holds below here, then yeah, maybe. It's definitely fit in there 3 times. In fact, you could even consider that. So if you took that long, your arse might be twitching now. I have to pay attention to 3 touches here and equally as nice touches here. We have closed below that line, which is the first time since back here. So what do you think about the second entry long at 14? I was looking at charts 1454, which would have been about here, second entry long. Yeah, I'll tell you why. I think it's okay, yeah. The reason I didn't is I think I had something like that, which is why I never mentioned it. So you don't know whether to have 2 legs up, 2 legs back, trap the longs and down, but I think the general thoughts were it's more like that, in which case, yeah, I think it's okay. I did talk about it a bit up here. On this chart here, it was a set entry. That's a bit too low there, so I wouldn't have taken that there. And it didn't. It was congested here a bit sideways, but that's the beauty of having multiple charts. So there, 2 legs back. Yeah, I think it's okay. I think it's okay. Or you could even probably wait for that bar. Sometimes I think sometimes you're best off wait for another small bar, but not your full 2 points, and then try and get it as a little pullback on a limit order. But yeah, I think that was okay, bud. I just had my mindset was just more focusing on something slightly larger, but strangely enough, I had this channel tight, so we'd already had a break in a new low. So yeah, it is a second entry long. It's just I have trust issues at the moment. I do. So that is starting to look a little bit more like that there is some validity to that. What's going on? Ah, okay. I thought I wonder what I was seeing there. So Thomas took a really weird set. Yeah, he took that one there. That higher low there. That was risky to me, and you wouldn't have got, I think you'd have got a point and a half. He took it a tick, but he come in on a limit order, luckily. But I'm surprised he took that one. Well, I say it is a failure. But after we've had a sort of a break in a new low, I don't know. It's not something I would have taken, but he got in on a limit. Mind you, there's lots of trades I take which are a little bit unscrupulous. So we all take questionable trades sometimes, but depends what you're seeing. But in all honesty, when we bounced off here, 2 legs up, 2 legs back, I think his theory is we're going to push up here, and you kind of think we more than likely would have done. But then obviously we only came up so far and then up again and seemed to form some sort of a downtrend there. So, yeah, it's not something I would have took. I think it's quite a sizey bar as well, but he does do a lot of limit orders. Tick above, tick below, 3.25 points. So, but that to me is just gone a bit too far up. Yeah, it was for me as well, I think, mate. Yeah. You want that stem to come down and the top of that, more of a bullish pin bar there, really, so you've got some space. The theory is you get out before the first push, when we have the pullback, you get out before this high. I get what he's thinking, probably push up, but he managed to get his points because he got in on a limit order. So I'm assuming he got in where, well, I'm assuming he got picked off there, didn't he? Or on this bar. So if he got in there for 2 points, he just got out. So he did say he was a bit lucky, but you know, we all take trouble is sometimes you don't have a lot of time to think when you're doing this, so it's very easy to take something a little bit too unscrupulous, and sometimes you get, you know, sometimes luck's on your side a bit, and other times you get scorched. He does take some losing trades. That's part of the reason what drawn me to him, because he used to show you, which I kind of liked. So channel down with a bit of an overshoot. There's liquidity down here for certain. There'll definitely be some below there. And there's a lot of this stuff's probably going to get taken off now. But as we've had this big push down with a break and a new low, push up, and a little pullback, a nice strong big bullish bar. So I'd like to think there'll be some stops somewhere between there and the bottom. But pretty much just ranging day with the exception of a little bit of confusing stuff around here. He doesn't seem to do any prop firms, which I'm surprised. Thomas doesn't. He trades his own money. But I think he's up to somewhere about 7 contracts. I think he scalps 6 and goes for 1 on a runner. But he's clearly a successful trader, so I don't know why he doesn't take advantage of prop firms, but I've never heard him mention anything about them at all. So I'm surprised. I mean, really, they're an absolute steal. You've got to take advantage of them. Okay, so let's have a look. We've got just below there. I think there's still a bit to go there. I'd like to see that push down a bit quicker in a minute. But yeah, I'm surprised he doesn't take advantage of them. A lot of us wouldn't be able to trade if it wasn't for the likes of them. You know, not everyone's got enough money sitting around in a bank that they can afford to risk. Okay, so let's see what happens here. So there is a bit of an overshoot. Let's see what happens here. I wouldn't want to get into a long until we'd got closer to this bottom. I'll probably open that up actually, because we touched here and again. Okay, leg up. Let's draw that. Just can't get into anything just at the moment. No setup. Didn't get back to the email anyway. So I'd like to get a little bit further down this before we get a decent push. Okay, we haven't got close to this bottom there. We're losing a bit of momentum there, so I'd expect a pullback there. So leg up the break. But I don't know whether I'd want to go short if we get 2 legs up here, especially after we've sort of hanging around this area. I just can't go short here at the moment. Sorry, yeah, I can't go short. There's no setup here. There's a setup. But it's just too close to these lows, that's the trouble. We're holding a lot here. So I wouldn't be surprised if he started working up. I wouldn't be shocked at all. It's just a too big bar, that, isn't it? I'm not convinced this will come down. We've got a bunch of attempts there. We've made a no for this, so that, well, I'll say it hasn't played out, but we've made a, we've spent a lot of time down here below that, so it may not even come down. We may have a leg and a leg and it may come down, but I'm just not massively convinced this thing's going to come down at the moment. At least without a half decent sized pullback. Definitely looking more range now. I was just unsure there. I wonder whether we'd push up in the end, but it's definitely looking just messy, and we've got some bottoms down here for sure, 3 tops up here, so it's pretty much likely going to do that. Continue with more of that, I think. So we came down the bottom, didn't we, and then pushed up to the top. So okay, depending on whether you think that's an overshoot, there is a possible one. Ah, interesting. Yes, bud, definitely. Yeah, I like that. Very nice. It's good to journal for a start. So yeah, it does help. A lot of people swear by it. Do you remember how to add the drawing tool to the toolbar at the top? The drawing tool, good grief. See, this tool, this drawing tool along here are from Mac's website. So I can't remember, but whether you can or not. Is there some way of doing it? I'm not sure. I'm lost, mate. You might have to have a play around there. Sorry, I can't help there, bud. How did you add the default one to the left? This one in all honesty, I think this comes when you actually open a new chart. You're welcome, mate. I think this comes when you open a new chart. Someone else may be able to help you there. I'm not too sure. It's been that long since I've done it. This is interesting. So let's scrub that. And let's scrub that. So this to me is a leg and a leg. Let me have a look. Yeah, interesting. I wouldn't have taken anything, but someone has. There's nothing for me to take a short here, really. But yeah, someone has on Thomas's forum. Thomas hasn't himself. Let's just have a zoom out now. Channel with a break and a new low. It's just hard to know. This starting to get a bit of a bearish feel, this is. Just bring this up a little bit. I'm not sure about that. No, I'm not sure about it. That one I think works. I'm okay with that one. It has had a break and a new low. So whether we'll have one leg down and a second leg down. That's it. Pat's toolbar, turn the drawing tools, open up the Pat's toolbar. There you go. But yeah, it comes from Pat's, that. Comes from Uncle Mac. I think there is a second. Yeah, someone mentioned this a while ago. Pat's toolbar. First, give both and the other on top, I'm sure. I may go back and have another year. I've had 2 years over the last 3. I had a year, then had a 6-month break, then had another year and a 6-month break. But I think it's always good it's always good to go back over your basics, because you can spend a lot of time watching those videos and you can watch them again in the future, and there'll be something that you've missed, or you know, something might click. So I think it's always good, especially with this business, it's always good to go and go back to the basics. The basics is your bread and butter, really. So I think you've got to do it. I do wonder if there's something larger there, We seem to be, yeah, I think there is. Let me have a look. Does that go up a bit higher? Just a touch. There may be something larger there. We got a bunch of touches there, and a touch there, a touch there, and a touch there, and it kind of visually looks okay, doesn't it? It's a messy chart, this bit in the middle. I'm using Quanta, but when using Ninja and trading Max Star, you need that. Yeah, you do. Yeah, in fact, I've got Quanta myself. You can see it up here, top left, in that, which I've been kind of having to play around with, because I know it's the only platform where you can trade multiple prop firms at the same time. So that's something I thought that may happen in the future. And in all honesty, I don't know about you, whether it's just me or not, getting a bit older, but it looks quite complicated. So I kind of thought I'll have a play around with it early rather than wait till, I maybe. But what I want to do is start to get some consistent payouts. So I'm building these accounts up to $3,000 in each one of the 20, and then I'll start taking small payments, and $500 per month per account. So all I've really got to do is make $125 per account per week, which shouldn't be a great task, really. We haven't had a week where I haven't done that, so it'd be nice to just get a consistent. That would give me a consistent $10,000 a month And then whatever I make on top of that, I'll just let the account grow. Then when I hit it's another level, maybe 5,000 or 6,000, I may take 1,000 from each one. So I'll kind of play it by ear. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. It's just posted this. Literally just. He's another trader. Oh, and Thomas does. So I kind of like it that they follow me. Makes me feel like I know what I'm doing. If I do it first and they do it second, I kind of feel special. Not in the good sense either. So let's go. Yeah, I know another trader buddy of mine, Martin, is using that occasionally as well. But there does seem a lot more on the screen. I like Ninja Trader. It's quite raw in itself, isn't it? There's not a lot on the screen. It's pretty intuitive, so I kind of like it. It took me a while just to get a screen open in Quanto, in all fairness. But these things seem difficult when you first pick them up, don't they? But I got to say, I've always found Ninja Trader really easy to use. So let's have a look. So we're clearly ranging, but that to me looks like a channel. Now, the fact that we've bounced there is interesting enough to think there's a pretty good chance we're going to push up. So I'll be interested to see if and when we get to this level, whether we go down again. If we do start to bounce down, then we can make another look. But in all honesty, it's just looking like the sort of latter part of yesterday where we had the bounces. We've had 3 bounces and about the same at the top as well. So I think there's a good chance it's going to push up. So there's no real higher low here or anything, unfortunately, because if there was a higher low, I don't think it'd be a terrible trade. Would you say I'm counter trend trading because we got a downtrend? We have. But it's just as much a range. So if there was a higher low there, I may have had a go at it. There was this, but it just wasn't really good enough. So there was 2 points comfortably, but it's when have many accounts, you can withdraw money with less than 3k. You can, yeah. I thought you had to have a minimum of 3k before you're allowed to take it. You've got to have, on a $50,000 account, you have to have $2,600. Yeah. If you've got $2,600 in your pay account, you can effectively withdraw $2,000 of it. Now, that's all good and well in the early days when you start making your first bits of money. I would say absolutely take it, because I don't know how many times I've got very close to hitting that level and I've lost a trade and I've revenge traded and lost it. I got $20 off once. And I tried to get in just for a couple of ticks cheekily so I could get a payment, and it stung me. But the level I'm at now, I haven't revenge traded for 4 months, so I'm on a nice even par now and things are going well. And the more I trade, the more I don't want to risk my accounts. It's taken me a long time to build these accounts. And so what I want to do is get them up to 3,000 and then just take a $500 payment. So that leaves $2,500. And then over the next month, it would be nice to take the same. So the only real target I've got is $125 per month, per week profit to make. Now, one trade would more than cover that. So it'd be nice then to get that $500 payment as a regular monthly payment, which I don't think is difficult. It's not. It's a very realistic target. You know, I tend to not go for monetary targets, but you know, there's a bit of a plan there. So if I was up the equivalent of one trade per week, you know, that's $800 minus fees every month. Taking a $500 payment would still leave plenty in there just to build. So that is my plan. A few months ago, I had the attitude that when I got to 26, I was just going to take the cash out. But I believe now I'm good enough to be able to build these accounts, and I'm confident that I control my emotions now, not the other way around. If I thought I was at risk of revenge trading, I wouldn't do it. I'd take the money. But I believe I'm past that way now, so I'm going to do the sensible thing. So we've got a leg and a leg. There is a lower high here, but I'm staying out of this because we're close to the bottoms, and I just don't really know where I'm going to do. I am 26 now, so how much? You could take 2,600. Yeah, you could. But just remember, your trailing drawdown stops at 50,100. So if you're at 26 and you take 2, you've only really got $500 in there, so you haven't got room to maneuver. Now, I'm not saying you can't pull it back. You absolutely can. But a couple of losing trades in a row, depending on how many contracts you were trading, could push you over the edge. Now, I've found it a pain in the arse to get these 20 accounts. So I kind of, now I know the emotions aren't controlling me, I'm happy to take a little bit and to grow and build. Please, someone post a chart. Hey? Oh, that's risky. Someone just took that there. Yeah, he just got stopped out there. Ouch. Yeah, look. He's just took that bearish bar there. That's risky close to these bottoms. No idea what's going on. No idea what's happening at the moment. So that has got risk all over it, and it ain't small either. Oh, Thomas Wade's got caught as well. Thomas Wade took it and lost it as well. Which I'm surprised actually, because it's clearly just going a bit sideways, and which for prices did not feel some 3-4 like that. That was directly into support. Yeah, I'm surprised Thomas did that. Well, I mean, at the moment, yeah, we've got that channel, but ultimately, what's it doing? What did it bounce there? The same place as that. And then we had 2 legs up, and then 2 little legs down, and then up again. So, yeah, I'm surprised he fell for that one. But it happens to the best of us, doesn't it? So what are you doing? So, yeah, not only that, it's a little bit sideways there. And not only that, is there some sort of something like that? Yeah, I mean, we've pushed down there. We've had this channel, we've had a break. We've had 2 pushes down to a new low. So that channel played out. Now, if we're looking at a range, which is quite likely it is, we've also bounced at the bottom. So 2 legs up. So yeah, you can't really take that, can you? I just took that one. You took it as well. Did you that one there? To me at the moment, this is looking just a little bit choppy and a bit unappealing, and I'm not really sure where it's going. But there is a possibility of 1 leg up and a second leg up, and then maybe down some more. But before I trade this channel, I want to see it get up to here, or at least push down below these lows, because it's just a bit early. Anybody else having issues with lag? No? Yeah, it's for me, there's nothing really there. It is a lower high, but the context is just wrong. It's just whipping up and down, really, isn't it? And a bit unsure where to go. So I would like to see something like that, which would get us into this area. And then I want to give it some time to sort itself out, because at the moment it's ranging, and there's also possibly something larger working there. So you just got to pay attention to it. Yeah, a couple of people saying it looks sideways. It did to me. I shouldn't have taken it since I was there. There's a few people took that and got stung. How big was that bar? But it wasn't small either, was it? That ATR's... That's what are you doing? That ATR is a bit bigger than normal, isn't it? So if you went a tick below that, 3 1/4 points, it could have been worse. Yeah, so this is what Thomas has done. He's trading it as a downtrend at the moment. It's a bit too early to do that. There's a leg with a break and a new high, and he's thinking a leg and a leg down, and he's took a short there, and a few have, to be fair, but it does happen. We all do it. But yeah, there's quite likely a channel here, but I wouldn't even be thinking about trading it as a channel till it gets to here. Or at least starts pushing back here, because same again, there's another possible trap there. How much is Thomas discord? So firstly, when you join, you get access to loads of videos that he's put on there, and obviously the Discord, and it shows two prices. It shows a monthly price and a quarterly price. But if you select the monthly price, it didn't let me join that way. So I had to pay $105, but it is for 3 months. So I think it's worth it personally. It's value. What I like is he posts his chart every 3 to 5 minutes. So it helps me confirm mine. Now, I'd say 9.5 times out of 10, mine is exactly the same, which makes it just helps build my confidence. You know, you guys can look at my chart and compare it with yours, and you've got a little bit of contrast then. And I know Taylor's in there. He's another trader I respect, and Marco as well. And they're constantly putting their chart. You're welcome. So it does work out at about $35 per month, which I think is a small price to pay, really. If you make a mistake and get your chart wrong and you take a duff trade, it'll cost you more in the long run, won't it? So, and they're a nice, friendly bunch, actually. So, yeah, this is just a little bit choppy at the moment, isn't it? It's a bit unclear. Are we going to go down? Are we going to go to the top and go down? Or it's not acting like a range for me at the moment, because once we get to the bottom of ranges, usually then we'll start to push up. So how many members are there currently? Ooh, I don't know, actually. Let me have a look how many members are in the Discord. Oh, a lot. It doesn't say. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10. Let's say 15 in that. So we got to Archer. There's 30. 45. 60. 75. 100. There's got to be 250 to 300. There's got to be. And some. There's got to be a few hundred easily, and they're the ones that I can just see on Discord. But it's worth it. You're welcome, mate. Yeah, I'll drag it in quickly. So you can see there's a fair amount. I mean, it's just going and going, isn't it? Obviously, there's a lot offline, but you know, there's a fair amount. But also, what I like about this as well is you can go into the NQ chat room and the CL chat room, failed trade questions, and double chart settings as well, where he talks about having double charts. So I like it. I think it's value for money, and Thomas Wade is constantly posting his charts. He's done it there at 350. He's done it there at 43 minutes earlier. and he's done it there a minute before that. So it's worthwhile. It's worthwhile. They're a nice bunch, actually. They're very friendly. There's no crap in there, you know. There's no idiots in there. So that's interesting. So let's have a look at this. So that is pushed up quite strongly now. So this is where we find out, actually, is it a channel? Is it going to continue then? Because there's a break from it then, a little pullback. He does, yeah. It's called an academy. There's like loads of videos in there, and if on YouTube, I think he only tends to do a bar by bar every other day. You can watch one every day. He does it actually in the on his website. So for me, it's worth it just for the Discord, I think. He did say to me, actually, after I paid, he said he said he's watched me on there. He likes the fact that I'm always working to, improve. So he would have let me in for free after I'd paid $105. So it's all right. I think it's worth it. But yeah. I don't think there's no personal type mentorship. I know, yeah, it would have been nice for him to tell me, wouldn't it? So there you go. Who knows? He may not charge me after the 3 months. We'll see. But there are some good traders in there. Taylor's a good trader. Most of you guys know Marco. But they're posting their videos as well, and most of the time they're trades as well. So it's worth it for me. A lost trade will lose a lot more than that. So. So this is where you've got to be careful. If this is a channel and that's a small break, for me, a big size channel like that, that's not a significant enough break personally. So I won't be thinking about going short. I'm not thinking about going long. I do like that channel, but we have bounced at kind of range lows. So I want to give it the benefit of the doubt to push up, back into the sort of guts of this range. So you got to say the picture's a little bit deceiving at the moment. It could be a break and it could come down and break the new lows, but it's a bit early, I think, to be thinking about short and longs as well, in all honesty. What I will say, there will be liquidity down here, but there'll also be possibly some around here as well. So this may trap some shorts and push up. See, sometimes, depending on what these bars are like, whether you've got wicks on the top or full length bars, this can almost fit. It doesn't there. I am seeing some charts on the forum that do fit. Oh, that I think probably will. It's not far off. Oh, I can squeeze that a little bit. Yeah, that's not too bad. So there is a second entry long there. There's also a failed second entry short. But I've got mixed feelings about this. There is a break and it could come down. My gut tells me this is going to push up and trap some of these shorts. That's my gut. But I'm not confident enough to trade it. Yeah, see, after an overshoot, we could get a correction, so that might be a correction and push up. But on this chart, it's not really showing as an overshoot. So, okay, so if you look on this chart, there'll be some shorts in that quite likely, maybe there as well. So maybe that's a second entry long. But I'm a bit unsure about the bigger picture. Okay, yeah, that's why I kind of left it alone. There wasn't a setup anyway, because you just don't know what's going to happen. So I think this is becoming more and more apparent. A break of the channel. Is this, I don't really think we need to think about, is it a break, is it an overshoot? If it's an overshoot, a lot of times we can get a reversal anyway, and that will kind of make sense with the larger picture. We've had a break and then possibly a new low. It is still early days yet. I mean, there is a possibility you could tweak this the way it's sitting there. I mean, yeah, I don't know, actually. I'm not sure about that. I'd be inclined to say it's probably a bit better there because it fits better on the bottom. I'd like to give it a chance to break and then continue down some more before I think about extending it. So I was hoping to get a break, but this thing's just heading for the lows, isn't it? It's going to push down for sure. I can't see it having a pullback now. So maybe a small break there. Oh, come on, don't do that. Okay, clearly broken the lows of that. Unfortunately, there's just no way in, really. There's just nothing. and then it just goes. So are we going to break these lows? Soon find out. Touch. That may look a bit better, actually. It's kind of a bit of a spiking channel, isn't it? Yeah, Taylor's just marked it up before me. I think it looks okay, actually. Failure here may have been a better option, but there wasn't anything really, to be honest with you. There's nothing you could do there. So we've had this big push down, or a couple of legs down. 1, 2, 3 attempts to go higher, and then maybe another leg down. I think that's certainly feasible. Leg down. The break, new low. 1, 2 attempts to go higher and down again. Yeah, I think we're definitely in line for some more bearish stuff, I think. A few days down. But ultimately, you just never know. How long have we been going? Okay, an hour and 45 minutes. Okay, folks, while it's down here, I'm not trading anyway, so just keep an eye on it. So I'm just going to take a quick 5-minute break, make myself a nice cup of tea, and I will be back. Right, what are we doing here? Okay. So we have broken the lows and we have pushed up, heading for maybe here. It is starting to look more bearish for me now. It's one of those things. There is a possibility if we go from the tops. In fact, let's just have a go on this. So there is a possibility that the channel runs from there, in which case it's at a break and a new low. So I'm just sitting tight at the minute. That's interesting. We had a push up and a massive 20 bar or 19 tick bar down. We didn't take any liquidity out there either, so that tells me that they're just selling as opposed to having a pullback. So I think this is likely going to go down, I'd say, because there's no liquidity there really. There's probably going to be very little there. So channel with just a drop. Yeah, it's a bit tough there. There's two places you could draw that channel. In all honesty, I prefer that. Touches on the bottom are better here. But this kind of doesn't visually look too bad. So we've had a break and a new low. So, but this to me has just got bearish written all over it. Now, as we know, price moves to liquidity. So if there was higher lows there or something, I could understand people. You know, a lot of times you get into a high low here. I mean, there was a high low there, but it never triggered. Sometimes it'll push back, clear out the cobwebs and move up. But this to me doesn't look like it's got that feel to it. See, I can't take that short there. It kind of is a lower high, but it's gone a bit too far. There is always a possibility we could have another push up. We've pushed up and dropped quickly. So if this isn't a channel, we could push up a little bit more. We could have another go, maybe so far. But I don't know. I mean, you can't go short right in the middle of a channel. Surely not like that anyway. If we've had a couple of attempts here, then maybe, but that to me is, I can't take it. I want this to push up there, get close to this and come down and end up a bearish pin bar below that. That to me, the move's already played out. So I mean, if this channel is to be believed, then we've had a break, 1-2 attempts to a new low, but I'm just on the fence here at the moment. I think I've given up on the range. We've come below it, we've pushed in, and we've pulled strongly back again. So for me, this is another bearish move down. We had that move down there, went a bit sideways, maybe 1, 2, 3 attempts to push higher, and then failure. So for me, this has ended up going down some more. This is definitely... Why can't I compress this together for some reason? It's not letting me squeeze this together any more than that, which is strange. It lets me do it there, but I can't go any further. So sideways, 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 new high, big sharp move down, and then a slow grind down, couple of pullbacks, and then another big leg down. A few more pullbacks, and then another big down. Yeah, this has got some bearish feel to it at the moment for me. So range, I'm not thinking of range at the moment. It broke below those lows. We pulled back in, but when we got close to this, we just turned. So for me, I'm going to get rid of that range for now. I am going to just put the bottoms on there, though. But I don't think we're going to be coming up here anyway, so time soon. So for that, no, I'm going to get rid of that. I know where it is. That's where it is, more or less. So leg and a leg. So yeah, as far as I'm concerned, we're in this downtrend now. Okay, so touching nice at the bottom 3 times there. I'm happy with that. Touch, 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 touch. Visually looks right as well. It's always important, but look at this thing now. Look. This is screwing me picture up. I can always micro adjust this. That's not a problem. I just don't want it to go down much further. But this is looking very bearish. Excuse me a minute. I think I've got another parcel delivered. Excuse me a second. No, nobody. Okay, I can adjust this a fraction. I don't mind coming down just a wee bit. But not much. So get up, come on. So I've got 2 schools of thought there. If this does break much lower, which I think it's going to, I'm going to go with this one. That's getting harder and harder now. Stop going down. Overshoot. Yeah, I think you're probably right. Just checking there wasn't nothing like that. Yeah, we're fitting tight there. Touch, 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 touch. Not only that, small channel with a break, 2 pushes down to a new low. Yeah, someone's just said it feels really buried, holding back from a massive fall. Yeah, it does give you that impression the thing's just going to go down, doesn't it? It really kind of looks like that. After this long slow down, it just looks like this thing's just going to drop. I mean, there is a possibility that this could come into play, couldn't it? This bit down here, which is why I do wonder, have we got that there like that? Maybe there. Let's have a look. I'm inclined to put that up a bit and just give it a little bit. Man, I got chopped up today. Yeah, you got to be so careful in this. I don't even bother anymore when it's like this. I don't think that looks too bad. What do you guys think? So this is the 10,000 tick chart. God, that looks bearish. Actually, that fits really nice. Doesn't it? That doesn't fit too bad at all. Somewhere around about there. We're definitely at the bottom anyway. So let's put it as an overshoot on there. But keep it here on the main chart. I don't see anything go short here or long, because the thing's that bearish. Going long, I think, is against everything that feels right. But you can't go long here. You can't go short here either. I mean, the thing may collapse, but you're never going to know that. That's the trouble. Tough day today. Channel down, break near low, one attempt higher, second attempt to go. I mean, this thing could go, but to be fair, when you've had such a bearish move like that, going short down here just doesn't feel natural, does it? You think, well, we're at the bottom of the channel, we're going to be working our way up to the top. That's unless it is an overshoot. I mean, there's always a possibility. Channel break near low, one attempt, second attempt. Oh, we're going to push more. See, sometimes when you think it can't go any further, it just continues on down, doesn't it? I mean, another half an hour, we could be down another 10 or 15 points. Al Brooks has been saying we're due a 10% correction. You could say 1, 2, 3 triple test. I just wouldn't want to go short into all this. Wow, look at that. I mean, you can't take that in all honesty. Well, certainly not as a Pats trader, you can't. Bar's not brilliant. It's not terrible here, but the trouble is, you don't know whether it's going to trigger you and push up. Yeah, it kind of is a triple test, but it's not the clearest of ones, is it? And it just does feel so unnatural to go short so low down. This could go a lot lower. Leg down, 2 attempts to go higher. Certainly could. Dare I dare it? No, it can't, surely. Okay, let's see. Let me just do this. Let's go from here to there and put that there. Leg down, correction, and another leg. I think there's a good chance we could get down there. So I think we could continue on down quite steep. Looks like an overshoot to me, but not acting like it. No, it's not. Usually an overshoot, we get a steep correction or a strong correction or sometimes a reversal. The only reason I brought it down is because it kind of sits there. So, I mean, it's not. It's you know, it's not. I'm not thinking that is definitely it and blah blah blah. But it's just a a kind of a possibility. And I've got the chart up here, the small one at the top, with an overshoot. So whether we'll end up doing something like that or not, I don't know. But usually when we have a strong pull down like that, strong move down, a lot of times it will go sideways, fail breakout, and then continue down some more. So I wouldn't be shocked whether we ended up having something along those lines. Fail breakout of here, turns around, and then bum retest, and then another one down the bottom, and then down a stack more. So it is what it is, isn't it? That's just call it a rough guesstimate. Coin's moving up some more now. Oh, I've got some STC. It's up 18% today. That's what I'm talking about. Beautiful. 40% in a week. Nice. Okay, so is this going to fail? So I'm going to put this there and have a guess. In fact, I think that's too much, isn't it? Oh, I'd say maybe something like this. Let's put it the midline to there. Okay, let's see how far we get and what happens when we get up towards these tops. Okay, we still may have our failure yet. Want to come down and have another go, really, and then I may consider short. Now, I wouldn't want to go long here, even if we had a setup. Wouldn't want to go short either. Okay, channel break, new high. So channel, 2 attempts to go lower and a push up. So, okay. Come on, speed up a bit. Okay, see what happens when we get up here. Last time we got close to that, the thing turned quickly. So leg, break, leg. So let's have a little look here. It technically is a second entry short, but there was a possibility that that's an overshoot. Having said that, if it is, that's a reasonable size correction, but that for me is just a shot in the dark whether it'd work or not, so I'm staying out of this. If I took that bar on a long trade, I'd expect to get stopped out. So what does that mean? Does that mean this is likely to come down and break below there? I would probably expect this to get stopped out. If I took that trade, I'd be thinking, uh-oh, whether that means anything or not. It hasn't triggered anyway. That hasn't triggered. Okay, we're at the top of this. Let's see what happens. Leg and a leg. That's for certain. So I'd say that's pretty much a measured leg. For sure. Okay, we'll give that one the benefit of the doubt. Okay, what I'm going to do is just put that back to where it was. There, and consider that an overshoot just for now, because I'm a bit unsure, and I think with that overshoot, that is a strong pullback. So I'm just going to leave that like that for now, and let's see what happens. So I don't even like that. Let's just leave it for now. Wow, okay, so this thing's hunting something. There's probably going to be some stops above there. If that is a channel, there's a bit of an overshoot there. I would suggest, let me just see what it looks like on some of the other charts. Same again, I think. I could move that up because it kind of fits as well. So I'm a bit on the fence here. Let's assume it's an overshoot for starters. So we've had a break, an overshoot. Let's see what happens here. There is a failed second entry long possibly there after that overshoot. That's interesting. Maybe not. Up to the top. Oh, big bearish bar there. Big bearish bar. Just can't take it now. It's gone up too far, to be honest with you. I think if you took that, you'd have got 2 points anyway. So it's moved too quick, I think, too far for... We've got a channel pushed down. It could move down, but I don't know at the moment. I don't know what's going on. It's pushed up there and rejected, but it could mess you around this, so... There will be some stops there for starters, possibly there as well. So it may go. Okay, it did go for 2 points. Just too risky at the moment. It's just a bit unclear, but sometimes when we have an overshoot, we will have a push up, make a new high or close to, and then drop. But also that's a couple of legs. Overshoot, bigger correction, so we could still push up. So channel break, new low. Also a second entry long, 2 legs down, so this may go long. Possible. In fact, on this chart, it is a second entry long. Second entry long. It's got big now, though. It's got big. Yeah, it's 13 ticks on it. This is looking like a failed second entry long. So this may trap them longs there. It's possible. But I'm just staying out of this. It's just, I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, it's going to rock it up, I think. I could probably even make that fit now. Break. It's 13 ticks, I think it was, so it was a bit too rich. Trouble is, I'm just not ready to go long yet after this big bearish move. So sometimes we'll just get a steeper correction. There went the one trade of the day. Ugly as hell. Yeah. It looks okay here and here, but that's if you're thinking about going long. I'm just not sure what I want to do at the moment, because it could be an overshoot and it may not be, which means we could have a break. We could have this push up, one attempt to go higher again. It could trap that long and then come down. So I got mixed feelings here. So the last thing I want to do on a Friday is go green. Yeah, so that is an overshoot. It may be an overshoot, it may not be, but I've just got mixed feelings at the moment. Even with an overshoot, you'll hear Thomas say we're still going to make a new low. So, but look at this, it's pushed up a bit now and looked like it may be coming down. So that's why I kind of didn't go long there, because one, it was 13 ticks. Two, you didn't get much of a pullback. So I just can't enter that really. Possible higher low, but we've pushed up only to the midline. So for me, that's risky, personally. It might have been a small break and new low, the large downtrend. Yeah. The trouble is, unless you're clear and confident, it's hard to take a trade. And I've just learned over the last sort of 3.5 years that if it doesn't feel right and I'm not sure, if I take a trade, I'm taking a punt. So I'm taking a bit of a gamble that it's going to work. So I need to be kind of sure in my own mind. The one thing about not taking a trade is you guarantee you ain't going to lose a penny. So I'd much rather go into the weekend. I'm up about $3,700 for the week, which is not the best week, but it's, you know, it's still up. So if I lose a 3-point trade now, I'm more or less giving back all my profits. So I've got to be really sure I know what I'm doing. And at the moment, I've got mixed feelings and mixed signals. So it's just one of them things, isn't it? So there is a higher low there. The trouble is, if you're not sure about that channel, this could trigger you and come down. Because as we've pushed off from this bottom, we've only pushed the midline and struggled to go further, which tells me we may be losing momentum. And if that happens, you know, we could get a break. And if we get a break, that one's almost definitely going to get taken out. It's a bit too far from that EMA for me. It's not a sure trade. Sometimes, you know, it may pull up, but sometimes you'll have a pullback, take out the weaker positions, leave the stronger, and then continue up. But that, to me, looks like it's about to get stopped out. I'll be surprised if it doesn't. You just took that second entry long, did you? That one there. Yeah, I don't think it was a bad trade, mate. I don't think it was a bad trade at all. But for me, that was the risky one. But I didn't have it in at the time. It was a break. So I got mixed feelings about whether this is a break and it's going to come down or whether this is an overshoot. So when it's a bit unclear, I tend to just stay out, especially on a Friday. I'm not even a real lover of that channel, in all honesty. Yes, if you'd have taken the higher low after this, you'd have got stopped out. Is this coming down to break the lows? Is it an overshoot? Oh, I don't know. I got no idea. That's a channel and a push-up, so there may be something else there. I'd be inclined to say that's probably a channel, in which case we've made an attempt at a new high, so you don't know whether it's going to trigger along and then start to work down. I don't know. No idea what's going on here. We could bounce a few times and rock it up, or we could come down. Yeah, see, Thomas has got that as a channel. Let's have a look. He's got that as a channel from here, including that. And he's got it up to there. Just not massively wrapped about it. See, we've come down, or he pushed up once, twice, three times. Is this going to fail and drop? I don't know. That's maybe that bigger downtrend. There's a break and two legs to new extreme. Maybe it has, mate. I'm not exactly 100% sure what's going on. I mean, it's sometimes it can be a bit tricky. So yeah, I mean, maybe there's something like that. And it has had a break, like you say, two legs down. It's let's have a look. Yeah, see, Thomas has got rid of that channel now. So perhaps it's just two attempts to go lower. I think so. In fact, I think we're probably better off without it. So 1, 2, 3. Maybe that's a triple test. 1, 2, 3. Thing's going to tank. I don't know. Excuse me. Yeah, so perhaps we have. I mean, in all fairness, this kind of looks like a bottoming pattern, doesn't it? And we had a break, we bounced twice more and then pushed up quite strong. So yeah, I think there's a good chance this could continue on up. I mean, there's a second entry long there. It is bullish, although it's red. It is bullish. And it could push up, but it's starting to stack up now. Just wondering whether there is something wider, maybe. Possible. Is this thing about to tank? So let's have a look. You could say once, twice, three times, triple test to go long. Who knows? Just don't like the way that ATR is quite up today. This also could be the top of a range. There is a possibility this thing could be ranging a bit now. Let's have a look. It's certainly feasible. I wouldn't rule it out. Bottom's going to fall out of this. This to me looks like it's about to just go like this. Although there is a possible second entry long there, I'm just not sure about this. This thing looks like it's about to tank to me. Yeah, this is coming down, I think. Have you ever done a survey on how many runners are the most beneficial to this? I haven't actually, mate. I haven't. I don't know. Do many people take? If you look closely at that second entry short, the bear bar ticked one tick higher and then came back down. Second entry short. Yeah, it did, didn't it? Do anybody take runners? I don't take them. Obviously, the trouble is with runners, you know, you kind of need more. You need to, you know, take quite a few contracts to make it worth your while. I'd say, yeah, I had a feeling this was going to happen. Lower high there, but it's just down too low. There was a possibility we could come down to this level, but this thing looks like it's on its way down. It's either going down or just ranging. We've kind of worked down, haven't we? And perhaps we may just do a bit of sidewaysy type thing. I had a feeling that that looked like it was just going to kind of drop. So you might ask, so why didn't you go short? Kind of was a second entry short there, to be fair. Once it broke above there, once it came down below, there's the first entry. And you could call it lower, I don't know. Hindsight's a wonderful thing though, isn't it? So you just don't know, do you? Let's just see if there's anything we're missing here. So maybe there is a channel there and this is a break looking for a new low. Maybe there is. It's possible. If we go from there, we pushed up and we bounced and then we went up to the top. So it is possible there could be something larger there. But it is a bit early, so if this does come down, we're looking for a new low, so a pullback here would be nice. Second entry short, we bounce once, bounce a few times. I pushed down pretty strong, so and not only that, if there is an overshoot from the channel, you'll hear Thomas say a lot, we've still got to make a new downtrend. Sorry, a new low for the downtrend. So if you can get a couple of legs up, we may get something. But so much of the time now, this thing, if people think it's going down there, it just tends to continue down, doesn't it? It doesn't always get a pullback. that's annoying. Damn thing. Damn you, market. There should be some liquidity there and there after this pattern. Kind of looks like it's going to bottom, so there'll be some there and below it, I think. Come on, give us a damn setup. Come on. Come on. Okay, so there'll be some liquidity below there, I don't doubt. It's actually not been a terrible week, actually. There has been a few trades. I've missed a couple. You know, you don't have good trades for a while, and then all of a sudden when you get really good looking ones, you think, hey, up, something's not right here. I definitely have trust issues. It's all part of my journey, I think, anyway. You go through these different phases, but I think you just find, you know, every sign of phase you go through, you find some balance. So it's been an okay week. I think I'm up about 3,800 for the week over all my accounts. I am only trading 10 of the 20, so I could be potentially double that, but I'm quite happy with what I'm doing at the moment. Perhaps it's probably the best option, actually. Start by trading 10 and then build from there. And obviously with the rhythmic issues, just in case. So hopefully, I believe they're looking at a new data provider. So if they can sort that out and make problems less, then they'll have a lot more happy customers. I'll certainly be happier. What is the total amount in payouts you have gotten thus far? Not as much as you think, actually. You think 20 accounts, I've taken a fortune, but I haven't. I had 12,000 last year, and I have taken 3 payments this year, 6,000. But the last sort of 2.5 to 3 months, I've been concentrating on building these accounts. So I've kind of slowed right down. I did go down to 1 contract for a while, but I was taking way more riskier trades, and I had a bunch of losses, and it kind of knocked my account back a bit. But it's building up nice and slow now, which is kind of a nice amount. So it'd definitely be a better year, this. But hopefully in the next couple of 3 months, it'd be nice to be able to be thinking about withdrawing $10,000 per month. Still inspiring. I finally got a PA this year and working to get my first payout. Good on you, mate. Good on you. We all take this journey and we all go through the same sort of, you know, the same sort of procedures, the ups and downs, and the very, very low downs. But there probably are people who don't attack things so much. I'm quite stubborn in a way, and I threw a lot of money at it just out of pure frustration, because it can be frustrating. And sometimes when you lose, that's the first thing you do. You throw more money at it. It kind of doesn't make sense, but it's kind of how we work, certainly how my brain works. But it does take time. It's way harder than I thought. Sorry again, mates. If I take 26 now, what we're left in my threshold? Okay. If you've got a $50,000 account, you can't take a payment until it's 2,600 or above. And the most you can take in one payment from that amount is $2,000, which would leave you 600. But actually, you've only really got 500 because your trailing drawdown stops at 50,100. So you can only take a maximum of $2,000 in one payment with a 50 grand account once you reach that $2,600 payout. Yeah, don't apologize about asking questions, mate. We all gotta, we all go through it. So you know, I've said to you guys, and I'll say before, you guys are my work colleagues. So anytime you want to message me or email me, you know, by all means, I'm in the Pat's Facebook group. You can get my private message. You can message me morning, noon, and night, and I will happily talk trading. So don't feel bad about asking me questions or pestering me. I'm quite happy about it. You know, you're welcome, mate. I've had loads of help from people. As far as I'm concerned, you pass it on, don't you? It's all about helping and supporting each other. And you can message me morning, noon, or night. If I wake up at night, first thing I usually do is check my phone. So, you know, I got no problems there. So don't feel like you're being a pain and asking me. Ask away, mate. No problem. Ask away. I don't know how many times I had sleepless nights. The good thing about most of you guys in the US is I can wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning with something that was bothering me, and I can message you guys in the US because I know you're still awake. That way I can figure out what I need to know and then get back to sleep. So, yeah, there's something I've said I would never do. I would never, ever charge anybody any money to teach them something or to show them something. Like people like Thomas Wade do it. That's fair enough. But as far as I'm concerned, I've had loads of help from people. So it's about passing it down the line. I still tap into the more experienced guys. I messaged Marco the other day. It was a question that was bothering me. Am I looking at the bigger picture too much? So, you know, so I'd never, ever charge anybody at any point in time. As far as I'm concerned, it's about helping each other. You know, I've had mountains of help over the last sort of 3.5 odd years. So, you know, anytime, even if you just want to chat, anytime you want to message me, fire away. Not only that, if I get messages at night when my wife's in bed, it annoys her, so I kind of like that. She's always got her tablet on at night, waking me up, so when my phone pings and she stirs, that's kind of my payback. So, look at this now. Let's have a look. So, this to me now is likely heading for these lows. So, it depends how you're looking at this. You could say this is within this range and this is a break and a new low. Or you could say the range is more something like that, in which case it's an overshoot and a big correction or pullback when you call it, followed by a new low. So I'm on the fence of that at the moment. Don't ask me why, it just kind of feels better. So this for me is, it's eaten up that, some liquidity there. We had quite a quick push down and then some more there with another quick push down. So I'd say this is where this is heading to. It's a pain in the arse day today. People think when we got really good trending days. I used to hate sideways days and I used to long for these days, but actually I think if I look back, I probably take way more trades when it's ranging. So that's kind of good. So channel break, new low. I still expect to get down to here. Let's see if there is something larger in the pipeline. There may be, actually. Yeah, kind of looks okay to me. So perhaps there is something a bit bigger, in which case we could still get a pullback and get an entry before the new low. But sometimes when it gets this close, it just kind of drops. So I'm going to ditch that. So this is looking like a second leg down. So I'm just going to take a screenshot of that quickly. So it does look like we're heading for the lows. Oh, so I think I've how long been going? Just over 3 hours. It's like big. So, some 7970k. 790k howdy. Oh, is the 790k part of your name now, is it? Or am I missing something? Howdy to you, bud. How you doing? How you doing? Yeah, see, Thomas has got this as arranged now. I wish he'd make his mind up. Yeah, that's good. Taylor's just put the same as me, which is good news. But Thomas has just put, I've just got rid of it, and Thomas has just put it there, so let's put it there anyway, because I kind of had it, but let's just kill the colour, so at least we know. So if we can get 2 legs up to there, 5581, good short up here. I was looking at this, and I actually, if you look back, I did say this thing looks like it's just going to drop, and it kind of did, but we had that one there, which was a second entry short, but I just didn't like the bar. It was still kind of in there. But yeah, if you can get in there with something. In fact, there was a lower high on this chart here. That didn't look too bad. Been trading the overnight for a while. Now that's why I am awake up. Are you ready? So you go for the bigger pictures, don't you? So it probably suit you doing overnights. Because you tend to look at the bigger stuff, don't you? So yeah, that might suit you actually. Come on, get in. Oh, Bitcoin's having a nice pump. Lovely, lovely. I bought £500 worth at 54,000 or 55,000. So that's all right. It's made me a bit nice. So it's up 13, nearly 14% over the week. I also bought £500 worth of Ethereum, sorry, at 3.1. I can't remember now. Oh no, tell a lie. I bought some Solana at 121 or 127. That's up 170. So that's made a nice bit there. So I just like to try and make 20-25%, then sell it. So that's all right. That'll make me an extra couple of £100 this week. I'll pay for the hooker. No, I'm just kidding. I don't buy them. That would be quite an expensive one, wouldn't it? Well, it would for me. So I've also got some STC, which I was had for ages, and that's up 20% today. Brilliant. 42% on the week. Excellent. I've never paid for one yet. In fact, I remember going to Cuba with a friend, and he did. And the thing is about I'm not going to offend any girls here, but the thing about the Cuban women that I noticed is they're quite dark-skinned, and they only shave their legs up to their skirt line. So when they bend forward a bit and their skirt rises, they got hairy legs. And it kind of really put me off. So I know, a bit of a strange memory for you there, but yeah, if you're going to shave your legs, shave them. Don't shave some of them. Let's have a look. 30-second chart. Interesting. So you traded this overnight, bud, did you? This chart you're on about. So, okay, so that did play out, actually. So we had a break here, but can't do nothing there, can you? We got to get a bit closer than that. So clearly hit the new lows. So good. So whether you think there's an overshoot of that, I think it's irrelevant anyway. We've broken the lows, so that trend is now played out. So maybe by the end of the day, there may be something larger, which might hook this up. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, you've got to trade a smaller chart, really. I have looked at overnight in the past, looking at the 4 and 500 tick chart. Can that go up a bit? So maybe there is something slightly large. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. I'm shorted, but it's a run. I've got to take it out. I got you. I wonder if there is something larger there. It's a bit too early, I think, just at the moment. Let's just leave that there for now. So we've had a break at a new low. Some may say that we haven't had a break, and I may tend to agree with them. So we've had a break. Hard to say. So whether we have had a break here, I don't know. It kind of looks like we have there, so my instant reaction isn't to go short, it's just to keep an eye on it. If we do something and trap some longs, then I may think about it. But my normal reaction isn't to. So, yeah, see, Thomas has got a break there. Taylor hasn't. Where was he? I don't know. I thought, yeah, so I think it's probably safe to assume we have. It's hard to say, isn't it, really? Doesn't mean it can't come down. Trouble is, as we broke the lows, it could come down and trigger some shorts and then sort of go off like that. So I'm just sitting tight at the moment. I'll tell you something though. If we bring that to that back end is going to fit quite nice, I think. So, or will it? I don't know. Maybe not. Let's just leave it as it was. There is a lower high here, but I'm not going to take this because we've got a channel up there. We could trap some shorts and push up. So I'm just staying out of this at the moment. There is a lower high, but for me, in fact, what does this chart look like? No. Excuse me, just a second. Sorry about that. Okay. There was a lower high here, but after this possible overshoot a new low, I just don't think it was safe just to go short just yet. I mean, it's a pretty bearish day. There's no argument there. Is there something larger? It's possible. But I don't know at the moment. I think it's okay how it looks. So, see, we've already made a new low from this, so yeah, it's a tough one today, isn't it, to be honest with you? We could go down some more. Yeah, we certainly could. Not a simple day today, is it? It's not straightforward. There's a lot of it. Trouble is, we messed around so much with these channels. Trouble is, if you get them wrong, and we've already had a break, they can stitch you up a bit. But whether that's right or wrong, I mean, even if it was an overshoot, it's irrelevant because we've had a break of it and obviously a new low anyway, so it doesn't matter whether that's there or whether it's there. We're coming down, so I probably tend to put it there. I like the way it sits there as well. We've had this little channel where we've pushed and bounced about 4 bars there. And then we push right up, and right from there we seem to be daisy chaining down. And obviously we had this kind of bottoming looking pattern, so it's probably no wonder we had a break here. But whether we've had a break and a new low from this channel or not, I tend to assume, to be safe, it may have already had a break. So, but let's see what happens. It's just a bit. I'm going to finish in a minute, folks. Anyway, I got to pop out later and pick something up. So how long have we been going for? 3 hours and 20 minutes. So this is the longest day I've had for a while, but I don't mind sometimes. Sometimes I got to say, I really enjoy my trading now. Used to scare the hell out of me. I used to be shaking half the time. I was physically knackered at the end of it. I could sit here all day now. Once those emotions are in check. There is a guy I've watched occasionally on YouTube. He seems to get battered lately, I've got to say. And he has a heart rate monitor on. It's quite funny to watch. I don't want to, laugh at someone's bad fortune, but he's quite vocal, to be honest with you. When he's losing, he's effing and blinding, but watching just it kind of shows you what goes on inside physiologically when you're in a trade. His heart rate goes from around about 80 and 90, it's still a bit high anyway, considering he's sat still. It's not a typical resting heartbeat, but tends to float around the 80 to 90 and then goes up to about 130, 150 when he's in a trade. It just kind of gives people a glimpse of what goes on inside. So, but he's got a bit battered lately, so he does look like he's bitten off. Yeah, he looks like he's bitten off a bit more than he can chew at the moment. He's probably got more than he can emotionally handle at the moment. But yeah, it just goes to show how the heart rate goes. I am wondering whether that has had a break, It's negligible. But this thing is, I don't know, it's teasing you a bit, isn't it? We're going up or we're going down, who knows? In fact, on that point, folks, I'm going to knock on the head for the week, I think. Not been a bad week. I think I'm up about 3,800 for the week, which is not huge, but it's in the right direction. It has been a slower week, but that's okay. Some weeks are good, some weeks are a bit slower, but accounts are building nice. I'm headed in the right direction. My frame of mind is really good and positive, and I'm enjoying what I'm doing. So look, have a great weekend. Stay safe, and I'll be back again on Monday. So if you are carrying on trading for the rest of the day, best of luck. I hope you get a setup. But failing that, I meant what I said earlier. If anybody ever wants to chat, by all means, message away. But I'm going to have a read of that thing from Mac tonight, his trading journey. So I'm looking forward to that. So have a great weekend, and I'll be back on Monday. Bye for now.